Order, please rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United States of America,
and to
to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with
liberty
liberty and justice for all.
This is, yeah, it was very, why can't, it was, okay. That was hard to hear. I don't know why. Okay, Lisa, roll call, please.
Commissioner Kriebel?
Here.
Commissioner Langgraf?
Here.
Mayor Holtzman?
Here. Pursuant to the Open Publics Meeting Act, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in accordance with the law. Okay, before we start our meeting tonight, I'd like to take a moment in silence for three special people. The first one is a former mayor, Mayor Scott Becker. He was a mayor for 8 years. He served with my father one of those terms, and I know Commissioner Landgraf worked for the city back in the day when he was the mayor. Am I correct, Lance?
That's correct. Worked with Scott for about 4 years of those 8 that he was mayor.
Yes. He was a very good mayor. He was very professional, fair, and he did get a lot accomplished when he was in office. So I like to make mention of him. Also, more on a personal level, Commissioner Kriebel, his grandmother recently passed away. I know she had a wonderful life, and I know she taught Tim how to cook. We just still have not had the homemade raviolis yet. But
Family secret. Thank you.
family
including
secret,
her.
but you know, I mean, as long as I've known Tim, which was long before we became partners in office, he's always talked so highly of his grandmother. And I know you looked at her in a beautiful light. So God rest her soul.
Thank you. 97 years old. Long,
God bless.
healthy life.
God bless her. And the last person before we bow our heads in a moment of silence is a local icon, Johnny D'Angelo. He was well known for his music. And in that circuit, he's a longtime resident of Ventnor, and he recently passed away. So with those three people that I mentioned, let us take a moment in silence. Okay. We do not have any department head reports. And we are not discussing any capital tonight, correct, Lisa?
Correct.
Okay. So for the people out in the Zoom waiting area or the Zoom meeting part, just so they know, the first part of this meeting is a workshop. So we will go over everything that we will be voting on after the workshop portion is complete. So we will have the minutes of November 12th to vote on. We will have an ordinance introduction, and that will be 2020-027. And that will be an ordinance authorizing the sale of certain public land, which is to 111 South Pittsburgh Avenue. Lance, do you or Tim
Sure.
McGuire have a little color on that?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Tim's been more in depth in it, but
Then Tim,
aware of it.
okay.
This is a project beachfront that we're going to basically sell land to the property owner that's immediately adjacent to it. They're going to reconstruct a new bulkhead, and then they will own the land. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tim, around that bulkhead, and they will maintain it.
That's correct. What is going to happen is we're selling them a small sliver of land where the bulkhead is located. And my understanding is the bulkhead has already been reconstructed. The price of that land, because the lot itself is worth so much, even though it's only a small sliver running along the side and the ocean side of the property, was a little bit over $121,000. However, the agreement was that they would construct the bulkhead and maintain it. That cost about $73,000. So whatever that balance is, it comes out to be around $45,000, somewhere in that area, they will pay us. And that is what is being introduced, you authorizing the sale of that land and the authorization for them to construct the bulkhead, which they've already received state permits from. And like I said, the bulkhead is already constructed. So that is what that ordinance is. It will be introduced hopefully tonight and then hopefully passed at our next meeting.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Sounds good. Hard to find a downside on that.
Yeah,
I-
no,
Agreed.
we're good with that, commissioners?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
Next item will be a public hearing and then the adoption of ordinance, oh no, that's tabled. Check that off. So after that introduction of that one ordinance, the next we will go right into our resolutions that we will vote on by consent. And I will run down them now. So the first one is 2020-376, and that's to appoint a local emergency planning committee for a period of 3 years, starting December 1st, 2020 to November 30th, 2023. Any questions on that?
Nope.
No?
no, it's mostly for us to be able to meet, to plan, and to have benchmarks as we go forward with our emergency planning. Chief Cahill is really leading that charge.
Right.
Thank him for that.
Thank you, Chief. Okay, we're good with that, Commissioner Landgraf?
Yes.
Okay. The next is Resolution 2020-377, and that is the City of Ventnor promoting Mario Lima off the certification list to the title of Sergeant for our police department. We go with that?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. The next is 2020-378, and that is the City of Ventnor promoting Homie, how do you say his last name properly?
Quiones.
Quiones. Okay, I didn't want to mess it up. Off of a certified list to the title of Sergeant. Are we okay with that?
Yes.
Yes. The next is 2020-379, promoting Mark Serp Run. Did I say that correct?
Uprin.
Suprin.
Suprin, okay. Off the certified list to the title of Sergeant for our police department. Are we okay with that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. The next is 2020-380, and this is a resolution for requested approval, the special items of revenue and appropriation added to our budget. And Al Stanley, I know you're out there. It's the municipal aid of $265,000. Is this, we already have this anticipated in this year's budget, am I correct?
The 265, no, we have to put it for next year's budget, but that's fine.
So this is for next year's budget?
Yes,
Okay. And so we did get what we were planning on getting, am I correct, for next
That
year?
every year has different aids, so this is for next year's aid.
Okay, so this is for next year. So let me ask you a quick, then why is it looks like it actually looks like we're adding it to this year's budget, the way the way it's worded. It looks like almost like a 159. Why would we have to do this now if it's going to be part of the budget next year?
Well, I mean, it's too late to do a 159 this late in the year. So we do want to approve it, just so we have it though, to put it in our budget that we're accepting this grant. Then we put it in our budget and then it'll get approved.
For next year?
Yes.
Okay. Because the way I read through it, it almost looked like a 159 process. And that's why when you're telling me this is for next year's budget,
Right.
it makes sense to me. Okay. Commissioners, you okay with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's grant money. Yes.
Yes. The next is 2020-381, and that is authorizing a final change order for the drainage improvements to Marshall Avenue and Oxford Avenue. And this change order is actually a decrease of $9,706.68. Am I correct, Ed?
That is correct, Mayor. Yes.
Okay, so I like those kind of change orders.
Once in a while, we get them.
Yes, yeah, once in a while we get them. You go with that, commissioners?
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. That project really was a long time coming, and cross our fingers, we seem to have found the source of the issues we had out there. This was adjacent to, is it Dream Bay, Ed?
Yeah, Dream Bay and Waterview. Yeah. Well, but Marshall splits the two, so
Right, exactly.
it affects Waterview more.
Yep. So this area flooded constantly with heavy rains. Turns out there was a lot of damaged pipe in that area. So we were able to fix that and solve a lot of problems for that area of our community.
Good. Sounds good. Okay, next is 2020-382, and that's accepting the resignation of Nicole Kramer. The next is 2020-383, and this is increasing the bid threshold and appointing a qualified purchasing agent, which will be Al Stanley. He is certified, and this allows us to increase the bid threshold to 44,000. Correct, Al?
That's correct, yes.
We okay with that, commissioners?
Absolutely.
Good.
Good to have
And
them.
so Kathy's done, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Kathy.
No,
Yeah.
Kathy is on call.
Okay.
I knew there was a nuance there.
Yeah,
If we need her for something.
exactly. She's there if we need her, but she's not.
She was a great help in getting us through a lot of this to this point. Al's going to take that ball.
Lance, this resolution makes me feel old. When I first started, the bid threshold was 17 grand.
And the
I
price of
remember
bread,
that,
right?
Tim. I remember that, Tim.
Me too, Tim.
Okay, so we're all
Maybe
old.
17, yeah.
We're all old, and we're going to go to the next resolution. The next is
All right.
2020-384, and that is authorizing a refund of $13.50 for a sewer connection permit and a water connection permit to 14 South Hillside Unit. And without being apprised of the details, they got a permit and they didn't need it. Am I correct, Commissioner Landgraf or Ed?
I'll defer to Ed, but that's essentially what happened.
Okay, we're good? We
That
good
is
with that?
correct, Mayor, yes.
Great. Okay, next is 2020-385, and that is authorizing a refund for water sewer over pavement. That I think is self-explanatory. We okay with that, commissioners?
Yes.
Okay, great. The next is 2020-386, and this is amending Resolution 337 of 2019, awarding the consultant engineering services for planning, design, and construction phase services for reconstruction of Hampshire Drive from Balfour Avenue to Balfour Avenue, Ventnor City. We go with this?
Yes. Ed, you want to just briefly go through what we did there?
I would, yes, Mayor. During the construction, actually, of that project, it was a replacement of a sanitary sewer main and ultimately the repaving of the entire street. But while we were replacing the sewer main, we discovered that the storm sewer main was in significant disrepair, and we needed to replace that as well. We needed the engineer to modify his design drawings so that the contractor could give us a change order price. And then construct that work took about 2 weeks, which extended the engineer's inspection and contract management time. So the total being the $11,000.
It's that street, because I visited, it was like being on a roller coaster, and what it looks like now is beautiful. They really did an excellent job.
They did, yes. It came out very nice.
Yes, it did. Okay, we're good with that, commissioners?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay. The next
You tell me
is,
you go.
yes, the next is 2020-387. And this is adopting a wellness policy in the city of Ventnor. And that's self-explanatory. I think Sari leads that with different events and things that we can do right within the city to stay healthy. Am I correct? Who's ever out? Lisa, Al,
Yes.
Maria?
You're correct.
Thank you. Okay, we're good with that, commissioners?
He does a great job.
Yes, she does. Absolutely. The next is 2020-388, and that is authorizing a job 2 title of Deputy Municipal Emergency Management Coordinator for Donna Peterson. We okay with that, gentlemen?
Yep.
Okay. The next is Resolution 2020-389, and this is accepting the retirement of Fredericks J. Nahas III from the Ventnor City Fire Department. Next is 2020-390, and this is actually 390, 391, 392, and 393 are all tax abatements. First being 104A South New Haven Avenue. The second is 6 South Rosborough. The next is 8 North Baltimore Avenue. And the last one on here is 3A North Nashville Avenue. Are we okay with those 4 tax abatements I stated?
Yes.
Yes.
The next is 2020-394, and it's waiving of utility interest to 10/9/2020 on Block 50, Lot 1, also known as 5003 Atlantic Avenue. Can somebody give me a little color on this one?
Yeah, I will do that, Mayor.
Okay.
Mayor, this is a situation, it is a very unique situation. This property is a condominium. Maria
I know.
might be able-
I know. Okay. I know it.
All right, so
If you want, you can explain it. I know. I wasn't, that's what I thought.
okay, so the condominium does not have water and sewer, or I take that back. It does not have water that goes to each of the units. It just goes to the condominium generally, and then they collect money from the unit owners for water service. They got substantially behind to the point where anytime they made a payment, it was just used to pay interest. We had them into the office. We told them the worst case scenario would be we would shut the water down. The end result of that, and it took very long, months, over a year, is they came in and paid the principal of the water, and sewer may be involved too, in the amount of approximately $75,000. I mean, it was a lot of money.
Right.
Now, usually if you fall behind in your utility payments, you can go out to tax sale, and people purchase a tax sale certificate, and then they are responsible for paying from that point forward, and they collect interest when eventually you pay all amounts in full, including their interest. If that is not done, then you can foreclose on the property. But since this was a condominium, there's nothing to foreclose on. You couldn't foreclose on the units, so basically you would be foreclosing on the common elements, which are of no value to any investor. So based on all those circumstances, us getting that large lump sum, we agreed to waive a majority of the interest. And that's what this resolution does.
That's what, okay.
I think it was a good, I think it was a good call.
Thank you.
Yeah, I recall talking about this in the past. I'm okay with that as well.
Yeah.
Yes,
And-
yes. Yeah.
And thank Maria for walking this through as well.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
I don't
You're
know if you can
welcome.
hear.
I
she
can
hear-
hear you. We
Oh, good.
started at 10,000, I think, and that's all.
Yeah.
And got it up to
That was-
70.
That was their first offer.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was their first,
That was not happening. Yes.
no.
They didn't know who they were dealing with when they were dealing with Marie and Tim. Okay, so there you go.
And
Well
Mark.
done.
And
And what?
Margaret.
And
And
Margaret, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, absolutely. Okay,
Only fair.
so we're good with that. The next is 2020-395, and that is authorizing the approval to submit a grant application, execute a grant agreement with the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation for the 5-Star and Urban Borders Restoration Grant Program. So Commissioner Kriebel, if we get a grant, would this help us with the whole Echo Park idea that we would like to do?
Yeah,
this
this
is a
is
little different.
It is, but it is, there is a match, but it is towards community outreach, education, stewardship for wetland reparation and coastal habitat. So we are targeting the Ventnor West for this. So we're writing this, and we have, Jim Rotella has partners with U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, the Jacques Cousteau Reserve, Stockton Coastal Research, and the Nature Conservancy. So those are 4 good partners to apply with. We're reached out to the VECC since this is close to the school. It could be used as a living classroom, but it is intended to be part of the developing those open spaces and create enhanced community parks. So it's a really good fit for that. It's not. It's a way, as Lance talked about in the past, trying to stack dollars and get this thing a little closer to some type of a result. So.
Thank you. Okay, we'll go with that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, the next is resolution 2020-396, and this is awarding Pioneer Pipe to furnish and install the valve and line stops on Vassar and Atlantic Avenue not to exceed $12,350. And am I correct? This is a partnership with the building there. They will also pay the same amount?
No, Mayor, that was a
Well-
different project. I can defer to Ernie, but this
Okay.
is to install water valves in our water main
Okay.
that we need so that we can work on the fire hydrants or replace.
Okay, the other one was the 5,000 boardwalk, am I
That is
correct?
correct.
Okay,
Correct.
that's what I
And that's-
thought, but the
That's
way this.
complete already.
Okay, great. All right, so this is different and there's no partnership with that
No,
property.
this is just
Okay.
us.
Okay, I got it. I'm good. We're good with that, commissioners?
Yes.
Okay. The next is 2020-397, and this is a resolution authorizing the transfers of appropriation line items. This is an annual budget process that we do at the end of the year. Do I need to explain that, or we know what you guys know? Right.
Beth, I think, Al can probably concur on this, but, some of these are a direct result of the COVID-related expenses.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
yeah.
especially if the large numbers you might see in salary and wages, it's all overtime, a lot of
Yeah.
overtime, let's just say. And he's projecting out to the end of the year to,
Okay,
you know,
great.
Cover the
barring any
payroll.
more surprises to keep us covered.
Good, great. Yes, I mean, I know, and I think we're all confident and have faith in, Al, and we know
It's
Maria.
police and,
would love-
and it's also police and fire we're talking about.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. And the transfer is a process that we do every year. So
Yep.
the process is the same. The numbers are,
Yeah,
lot
I mean,
larger because of COVID.
you're gonna see it like a large number, so,
Right,
it's
right.
our critical infrastructure employees.
yes, that is unfortunate. Yes, that is happening. Okay, we go with that, commissioners?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Resolution 2020-398 as well as 2020-399 are both tax abatements. The first one is for 4 South Rosborough Avenue, and the second is for 12 South Hillside Avenue. Are we good with that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. The next is
Construction
Resolution
going
2020-400, and that is authorizing a cancellation of taxes, and that is because the homeowner was determined to be 100% exempt veteran. Am I correct, Al?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
100%.
Commissioners, are we good with that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. The next is 2020-401, and this is awarding a bid for the reconstruction of Dorset Avenue, Wellington Avenue to Burke Avenue to Landberg Construction LLC, not to exceed $377,505.44. Are we okay with that?
Yeah, Ed, why don't you give a brief overview of that project and the bid process?
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. This project is mostly funded by a New Jersey Department of Transportation grant in the amount of $310,000. It's for the reconstruction of Dorset Avenue from Wellington to Burke Avenue. And we just received the bids. By the time we execute contracts, get the authorization to proceed from the DOT, we're looking at a early spring project. It'll include curb, gutter, a lot of concrete work, and then the reconstruction of the roadway. It'll be a good project.
Great, thank you.
Thanks, Ed.
We go with that, commissioners?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, great. Next is, where am I? 2020-401, and that is appointing the municipal court judge, Judge John Rosenberger, for a 3-year term effective today, 12/10/2020. Very excited about this. Everyone okay with that?
Yes.
Yes.
The next is Resolution 2020-403, and this is authorizing an emergency repair for the water main at the intersection of Dorset and Calvert on December 5th and 6th, not to exceed $54,000.
Yeah, this was a fun Saturday and Sunday.
Yes, this, I know. It always happens on the weekends, Lance, you know that.
Weekends and holidays, yeah. That's
Yeah,
pretty much
weekend and Friday night of a holiday, yes.
Yep.
Are we good with that,
Our
gentlemen?
crew noticed the leak, and we called in our outside contractor, Arthur Henry, emergency work. They started looking for the leak. When water starts bubbling up through the street, doesn't mean the leak's right there. So They went through the night. They were there all night. Ernie was there most of the night or all the night looking for this leak. They finally found the actual location of it early Sunday morning. Were able to dig down. Once they found the leak, exposed the pipe and repaired it. It was done within an hour. So good work. Ernie and his crew were out there with a lot of our equipment assisting, a lot of equipment that we've purchased over the last few years that help us, find the valves that shut this water down to be able to do the repairs. The valve turner and things of that nature were in play that whole evening. So kudos to Wayne Coleman and Danny Bagnell. Those guys were out there most of the night, I'm pretty sure. And anybody else in the crew that was out there, I thank them because it was cold. It was a cold night. And Ed and
Okay.
Ernie were there for a good portion of that night. So I thank all those guys, but we got it repaired and, we're paying the piper on it.
Yes, we are. Okay, we're good with that?
Yep.
The next is Resolution 2020-404, and this is extending the temporary appointment of Deanna Jackson as the Court Administrator for the City of Ventnor. We good with that, gentlemen? Yes? Okay.
Reading, sorry.
We will then have approval of our bills and payrolls. And our next item would be discussion items. Do we have anything on for tonight for discussion? No? Okay.
Nothing.
Okay, so now I will take a motion to open it to the public. Anybody out there in the public? This is the public portion where you can ask questions or make comments on what I have just went through that we, the commission, will be voting on when we go into the regular meeting. So do I have a motion to open public portion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. Jim, does anybody out there want to discuss anything that we talked about thus far?
Anybody from the public who wishes to question or discuss any of the items that are being voted upon, please make yourself known in Zoom by raising hands or within the chat function, and you will be recognized.
No?
No.
Okay, do I have a motion to close public portion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do I have a motion to close the workshop portion of the meeting tonight and call to order the regular meeting?
I moved to close the workshop and roll call for the meeting.
Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve minutes of November 12th, 2020?
Motion to approve?
Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
Lisa, roll call, please.
Commissioner Kriebel?
Yes.
Commissioner Langgraf?
Yes.
Mayor Holtzman?
Yes. Do I have a motion to introduce ordinance 2020-027?
And Mayor,
Motion to-
Yes.
before you do that, there's one thing I wanted to add on that. In introducing and then adopting this ordinance, you are also making the determination that the property is not needed for a public purpose or use.
Okay.
And you should be aware that the people purchasing it are the contiguous property owner.
Right.
It is an undersized parcel that could not be developed standing alone.
Thank you. Okay.
With that clarification, I will make a motion to introduce ordinance 2020-027.
Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
Lisa, roll call, please.
Commissioner Kriebel?
Yes.
Commissioner Langgraf?
Yes.
Mayor Holtzman?
Yes. We do not have any public hearings tonight. We do not have any adoptions of any ordinances. So our next item will be voting on resolutions 2020-376 through 2020-404 by consent. Do I have a motion?
Motion to adopt resolutions 2020-376 through 404 by consent.
Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
Lisa, roll call, please.
Commissioner Kriebel?
Yes.
Commissioner Langgraf?
Yes.
Mayor Holtzman?
Yes. Next, we have our bills and payroll. Al, can you please give us those figures?
Yes, for the bill list this period, it's $746,479.55. And we had 2 payrolls since our last meeting. First payroll was $529,666.42. And our second payroll was $624,662.53.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve bills and payroll stated from our CFO?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
Lisa, roll call, please.
Commissioner Kribel?
Yes.
Commissioner Langgraf?
Yes.
Mayor Holtzman?
Yes. Okay, there is something here for safety, but also announcements. So I think Commissioner Kribel, you have a few announcements you'd like to make on behalf of the fire department?
Sure. We can have just the safety report added to the record. But as far as announcements, we do have the dedication of Firehouse 2 tomorrow, Saturday. So it being short notice.
Tomorrow's Friday.
Tomorrow's Friday. I'm sorry, Saturday. Losing track of the days.
Yeah, I think we all are. It's bad.
So it is Saturday at noon. That will be a dedication of Firehouse 2 in memory of Kenny Whalen, who died in the line of duty on December 20th of 1972. We want to ensure that his sacrifice would never be forgotten, and in this dedication in his name. It is mostly because of COVID. Unfortunately, we're asking it to keep this small. His family is invited, some on shift, public safety, and ourselves would be there, but we're not trying to promote it as a real event in lieu of the COVID environment that we're in right now. So there won't be any tour, but we're gonna have, I'll ask the police chief to have some firefighters take photographs and pass those on to us for social media. And for Nanette, who I see is here. So that'll be tomorrow, be Saturday at noon. And then we also have, and the building, by the way, is magnificent. Another thank you to Chief Cahill for his leadership and experience getting that done in what I think it would have been. It was a compressed manner in that it ran. It may seem that it ran smoothly, but he was there to make sure it ran smoothly. So
He was there every day. He was there every day. Yes.
To him, because it wasn't always smooth. And then we have tomorrow is the Santa on a fire truck. Santa is coming to town. The Santa is coming to town. So he will be starting at Firehouse 1, and that begins at 5:30 tomorrow, and he will tour the entire city of Ventnor. So keep an eye out in your neighborhood for Santa.
Yes, I think the map is on our Facebook, right, Commissioner Kribel?
Correct. Map is on our Facebook page. As I said, it starts at Firehouse 2 and loops around the entire city throughout the Heights, even believe into the Acme Center. So it's a long tour. And you'll see him tomorrow at 5:30. Do you want me to just keep going and talk about protocols in City Hall, or say that?
Sure. No, sure, absolutely. Continue.
Okay, so then, because of what we're seeing in the increase in surge after Thanksgiving and an anticipated surge coming after Christmas, we are increasing the safety protocols at City Hall, which really is also our police department headquarters. So starting on the 18th, we're going to be limiting public access back to the protocols that we had in place. Only Cambridge Avenue entrance, mandatory masks are already in place for all police department and City Hall employees. We're being proactive, and we just want to make sure that it's safe for the employees and the public. And going forward, we'll be including more safety protocols for the employees as we go into the season, hopefully dodging some of the potential bullets that we all anticipate COVID-wise into the holiday season. So I think we can all agree that it's good safety measures, being a little conservative maybe on our part, but I think we're all on the same page.
I agree.
That's what I,
Agreed.
so
Okay.
closing to the public next week.
Yes. All righty. So are you done with all your announcements, Commissioner Kribel?
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
You're welcome. Commissioner Landgraf?
So just to follow up with the City Hall limitations code, we're still working through the details. We will have people there. Inspections will continue. Building permits being issued will continue. We're not going to shut that down. The staff will be working possibly in split shifts or something along those lines. We're going to work through those details in the coming days, but we do not want to shut down our construction in the city. You've got people trying to finish projects that need inspections. We've worked through that for the past 12 months or 9 months with coordinating those inspections using COVID protocol and CDC protocol. We're going to continue to do that. So stay tuned for that, and we'll get that out as soon as we can. You know, I've heard this, and everybody's heard this phrase way too often in the last 9 months. It's a fluid situation, and we will be monitoring it and changing it as needed. So
That is for
the
sure.
words I never want to hear again after 2020 is,
I know.
is,
I know.
And
you know, the personal protection devices, the PPE, and fluidity of a situation. I'm done with those phrases.
The new normal.
And Maria had texted, I think that the Cambridge only interest starts Monday, the 14th.
Monday, the 14th. Okay.
And that will have that, I think, soon. It's supposed to be delivered tomorrow or the next day. The application, it's like an iPad that will actually scan you instead of using a point and click thermometer. This will be an actual little, if you've been in any of the casinos, they have something very similar. You actually put your face in front of it and it takes your temperature and lets you know that you're okay to move forward and come into the building.
It's like a kiosk.
It is,
Correct.
yeah. That'll be for our employees to hit that. And it
Yeah.
goes
And-
off apparently with all kinds of alarms.
Yeah, I think we might use it for the public too, that are maybe
Yes.
need to meet with someone from the office
Yep.
down there.
Agreed.
Um,
Right, so it
So-
takes the temperature, and I believe it also has a place where you fill out some information. So
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
And a
I haven't
temperature
seen that.
alarm, so no cheating.
no cheating.
Exactly. Also on my list of things to discuss is, for the most part, the beach replenishment has been completed. It was very quick. They only had to do between the piers, our pier and Margate's pier. That actual pumping of sand has been completed. They're still grading. They're still moving around some of the sand on the dunes. Still completing the walkovers. They will be moving towards the Suffolk Avenue ramp and replacing that ramp. Ed Stinson has been working well with the Army Corps and the DEP and getting that done. We're going to make some modifications to that. That'll be pretty well received, I believe, for access, a little bit safer access for the public and our vehicles, the boardwalk. I think that's all I have.
Lance, it looks like some of the walkovers were redesigned slightly. Is that?
They have been. So we've been working with the Army Corps and these guys for probably 8 or 9 months prior to this. And what our issue was getting access to the backside of the dune, between the dune and the boardwalk and underneath the boardwalk.
Right.
The way they had designed these walkovers before, they had railings that went straight across, and the sloping down to the back of the dune was too steep. So we've fixed that. There will still be railings, but they'll be removable. And then our guys can get access down under there with small machinery to do maintenance, to do whatever we have to do in that area, cleaning out vegetation,
Gotcha.
making sure that area is open for stormwater that comes off our streets. Good design suggestion by Ed. You'll actually see some of that also, some grading and some drainage work done down at the back beaches. The scuppers at the street ends were just dumping sand or water onto the beach in that area. So we've asked them to construct somewhat small stormwater retention areas that will hold that water there and let it dissipate through the sand instead of washing the area out. As it
Nice.
has in the past. They've been pretty cooperative. There were some no's. We asked for, you ask for a lot and you get what you need. So
Right.
that's kind of what our philosophy was. As soon as they're finished, we will set up meetings for the next replenishment in 3 years. And we've got some other asks at that point. We could not fit them in to this project, but we're going to talk about it with them for the next project. And I won't bring them up now because we still have to discuss them with them and see if they're even possible. But that is our plan, is to, as they come in each year, is to make our waterfront better.
It looks like they softened the grade. They softened the grade, so they're easy to access over top of as well. Is that true, or is that just
A little bit, yeah. So what happens over time? So what we asked them to do, and Ed asked them to do, is actually pull back the vegetation on the outside of those split rail fences.
right?
In order to give our guys room to keep that sand away. The problem we have is that sand fills into these paths, and then it gets steeper and steeper and steeper over
Right.
time. So if we can pull that area back and grade outside that railing area, which we're allowed to do from what they're telling us, that'll help us maintain those areas a little bit
Great.
better and a little bit easier. Keeps the vegetation away as well.
Great. Thanks for the details.
Thank you. Okay,
Go ahead, Chris.
thank you. I like to just, this is our last meeting of 2020. So I'd just like to mention, I won't use the word fluid last, but it was a very trying year for everyone. And I just want to thank our whole team, because we stayed glued together, our department heads and our staff. I think they've done a hell of a job, especially our fire and police. It's their career, it's their jobs, but nobody really signs up to deal with a pandemic. And kudos and my hat off to Chief Cahill and Chief Biaggi and their staff, and all the efforts that they've made to work with us, and all the state executive orders and CDC and everything else. So I just wanted to acknowledge our team, all of us, department heads as well as the employees. The year's coming to a close, and God willing, 2021 will be a better year. How's that?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Okay.
I have one last thing, Beth.
Yes.
One last thing, I echo your comments with all our departments and our department heads. Extremely trying times for them, both the in-office staff and the guys out on the street in PD, fire department, public works. All those guys have really been out there and represented our city well. I'll say that
Yes.
across. One last thing, we had good news. Evan Sant, my son, and Kathy's son, leaves January 3rd for boot camp for the Navy. We are
Love
extremely
Congratulations.
proud.
Congratulations, that's awesome.
Yes. That's good news.
Navy aircraft crewman is what is.
Nice.
Right?
That is good news. We need more good news.
That's right.
It makes is freezing cold this time of year.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But he's ready to go. He's excited. If he finishes boot camp, which we think will be in March, he will make up for that coldness because he will be in Pensacola, Florida, training to be a Navy aircraft crewman. So he'll make up for that.
Thank you. We need good news. Thank you, Commissioner Landgraf.
Congratulations.
Yes.
I'm
Okay,
sorry
so
to add one last thing, but we do want to thank Andy. He's on this Zoom with the farmer's market. He always gives a donation of whatever he can after the market is over. And this year they're giving us a bike rack. I don't know that Lance, did you get a location for that, or are you?
Not yet. We're going to talk to Andy and his team and see where they might think. I'd like to do something near the farmer's market.
yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be nice.
Maybe
I think
across
you
the
guys
street,
talked about a movable one too,
Yeah,
for like
movable.
events.
Oh, movable one would be very
Yeah.
helpful for events. So
Yeah.
we did have that. We did last time we had the seafood fest. We had more bikes than we could handle. So a movable one would be great.
Yep.
But Andy is a rock star, and Penny with the farmers market, one of my all-time favorite events in the city. It just makes a community. So thank you for that and the give back.
Yes, thank you, Andy. Penny and Maria from Red Room. Yes,
And
thank
Maria.
you.
Before we locate that, we should probably run it by the federal government, get their okay.
Tim, easy
I
now.
think you're right,
Easy now.
Tim.
See you in 2030.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so are we
We could
good?
have mined the metal. We could have mined the ore, smelted it, made the metal product and fabricated these things ourselves and installed them before we're going to get these darn things.
I know. All right. We
All right, I
went
think,
through, we went through one term and we didn't get them yet. Okay, we good?
yes.
Yes.
Okay, so now we will have the public portion for anyone out there that you can speak on any subject topic. Do I have a motion to open to the public?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Okay, Jim?
Hey, anybody from the public who wishes to speak on any items, please recognize yourself either in the chat function or within the raise hands function in Zoom, and you'll be recognized.
Okay, do I have a motion to close public portion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
We do not have an executive session, am I correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so I'd like to wish everybody a happy, healthy holiday season, and we'll see you next year. So do I have a motion to adjourn?
One last thing, Mayor.
Yes.
Rappaport invited everybody to the menorah lighting at the Chabad on Sunday at 5:30, I think, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Is it
Wanna make sure.
5 or 5 o'clock? Is
5 o'clock.
it 5 or 5:30? I can't remember now.
I don't know. There at 5, there's going to be
believe it's
kids
5
singing.
o'clock.
There's still be some things going on. Just wanted to
Okay, I
get that
think,
in there.
yes, okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
Happy holidays.
everybody.
Happy holidays.
Holidays,
Happy
everyone.
holidays.
Yes.
And my thoughts go out to everyone who's in quarantine and recovering from surgery.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good night,
All
everyone.
right, guys. See you later.
Stay safe, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.